Namaste viewers, I am Punit, a GRE instructor at Millionaire GRE, and in this video, I'll give you a bird's eye view of the whole GRE. We are going to discuss 4 points today. First, what is the GRE? Second, what is the GRE test content and the paper pattern? Third, we are going to discuss the GRE exam fees and the number of attempts allowed. Fourth, I'll give you an ideal preparation timeline for the GRE. So now let's get started. Let's talk about the first point. What is the GRE? The GRE or the Graduate Record Examination is a standardized test conducted by ETS for students who want to pursue their master's or PhD abroad in various streams such as engineering, sciences, humanities, and even management and law. Now there are two types of GRE tests, the GRE General Test and the GRE Subject Tests. The GRE Subject Tests measures a student's skills and knowledge in a particular field of study such as mathematics, physics, and psychology. The GRE General Test, on the other hand, measures a student's verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, and the writing skills. In this video, we are going to discuss exclusively about the GRE General Test. The GRE General Test is accepted by thousands of graduate, business, and law schools. Typically, students who are pursuing or have completed their undergraduate studies appear for the GRE. Now let's talk about the GRE test content. There are three sections to the GRE: the quantitative reasoning section, the verbal reasoning section, and the analytical writing assessment. If we talk about the verbal reasoning section, there are three types of questions: text completion, sentence equivalence, and reading comprehension. Text completion and sentence equivalence are fill-in-the-blank questions in which your vocabulary and your command over the sentence structure is tested, while the reading comprehension questions test your ability to understand and analyze the unseen passage. Now if we talk about the quantitative reasoning section, here high school level mathematics is tested, covering the areas of arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. What makes the math challenging is not the concepts themselves, but the application of these concepts under time constraints. In the analytical writing assessment, you have to write an essay in which you analyze an issue from various angles. Here, your critical reasoning and your writing ability is tested. Now let's discuss the GRE paper pattern in some detail. When you appear for the GRE, the first section you see is analytical writing assessment, which lasts for 30 minutes. Then you get 2 quant sections and 2 verbal sections in any order. The first quant and verbal sections have 12 questions each, and the second quant and verbal sections have 15 questions each. You get a total of 47 minutes for the 2 quant sections, and the time for the 2 verbal sections is 41 minutes. One important aspect about the GRE is its section adaptiveness, which means that your performance in the first quantitative and verbal sections determine the difficulty level of the subsequent sections. For instance, if you perform very well in the first quantitative section, the second one would be tougher. Conversely, if you do not perform well in the first quantitative section, the second one will be easier. The same applies to the verbal sections as well. GRE is a computer-based test which you can either take at home or at a test center. However, many colleges do not accept the scores of at-home tests. Hence, you are advised to give the exam at a test center only. Now let's talk about the third point, the GRE exam fees and the number of attempts allowed. In India, the fees is 22,550 rupees. In China, the fees is $231, and in other parts of the world, the fees is $220. Anybody can give the GRE. You just need a valid passport to give the exam. You can give GRE 5 times in a 12-month period, but you have to wait 21 days between any 2 GRE attempts. There is no lifetime cap on the number of times you can give the GRE. Now let's talk about the fourth and the final point, the ideal preparation timeline. An average student requires about 3 months of dedicated study to ace the GRE. Of course, it varies from students to students. You should break down your GRE preparation into 3 stages. First is the concept building stage, where you learn the concepts. The second is your practice stage, where you apply the concepts learned to solve the GRE questions. The third is your testing phase, where you give the mock test, and from the results that you get, you work on your weaker areas. Every student is different. Every student follows a different path to attain his GRE success. You should create your own customized study plan, and I can help you with that. If you need my help, just click the link in the description and you can book a free one-on-one session with me, where we identify your weaker areas and your strong areas, and we can create a customized roadmap for your success. That's all from my end. If you have any queries, you can reach out to me in the comment section. Wish you a great GRE journey.